I'm back.
Yes, what's up, brother? I'm totally with you. Everything you say, I'm with you, of course. And I'm taking your feedback, and when we meet Dakota, I think your energy will help. And he can use a shift. He's in a shift, and that's beautiful because he's accumulated. He and the ASC, they've accumulated all the land and resources and leaders, and they're in one place. And now the source merging in what we have with into what they've got, and merging what they've got into what we've got, and so now right now it's just gonna be about like how do we find we're gonna naturally draw in the right leaders for each project, for each community, and then those millionaires and billionaires will each fund those projects as they're ready, and as each individual is energetically ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about, brother.
And this is your show, actually. Marketplace business. This is like just talking about business.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny because this is where I feel a lot of the differences. I feel, I'm open to everything, so it's not like I'm any one thing, It's just wherever I'm needed, it comes through, freely. And that's why I feel that as a facilitator, I'm here to help a lot of these leaders move into this next level, not only in the awakening process, but also in the business and projecting areas,
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Let's see here.
So if there's anybody going to join in, fine, let's do this. If not, see what you can do to get connected with Dakota. Because, funny thing is, he was another person that popped into my mind this morning too. So
Yeah.
I definitely know, I do believe he does have what we need to keep moving forward. So thank you, brother, for all the great work you're doing and bringing us all together.
Indeed. Let me just take a second here to make sure that Misha is able to bridge to the next room.
Yeah, because they might have took off the Zoom off the, how they deleted or didn't copy it fast enough.
Yeah, and she just joined the ASC, so she's grateful to be receiving the notifications, because she would have known about any of this stuff if she didn't see my promotion and then join the ASC.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
So.
But that's why I'm saying, that's why I believe that once the floor plan's out there and it's just, how do you say, organically growing, meaning the advertisement, that it's going to reach the right people, because we don't want just any person coming onto these calls, or we don't want your average spiritual purple person coming up with their ego and getting on these calls and trying to take it a different direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I trust the spirit, and that it'll naturally weed out, and whatever happens is okay. We can handle it.
Yeah, we can.
To me, by you coming on and actually just being honest from your heart, that puts in front of the audience that, for me, when I start a show, I don't expect that, hey, this isn't right, and then kind of taking the airtime, but it's okay. And
right.
That's for me to learn within myself how to receive feedback, and to be able to then, work with Dakota and say, hey, because we're actually fine-tuning our welcome process.
Right.
Both of our websites. We're actually building out a portal into our websites, and then once they get in there, they're gonna be in a system where they are a new member per se, and they have a process of getting involved, putting in their information and being introduced to the community, and then ways to get to know each other and find mentors within the group, and learn various things to become a member before you can even the idea is if you're going to be a co-owner and have governance and shares and have votes on what we do with our resources and everything that happens, we're stewarding so much land and resources on the planet,
right?
Then there's this process of like becoming a full member, you know, and training per se, and so things like
Oh no, trust me, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to connect with him, and I tried to connect with him in the past, because the universe told me he is a person that he has a lot of the stuff on hand, you know.
Yeah.
It's someone that we need to work with, you know. It's my next step is him.
Definitely.
You know, so I see a lot of potential right there, you know, and he already has it down, you know.
I know. It's amazing. It's amazing.
That's what I love about it. It's just, you know, it's just like they say, you know, like you said, you know, just a little tweak here, or pushing a point in the right direction, or, you know, whatever it is that, you know, that I carry that helps individuals, you know, at that stage of the game. Or if it's just the grounding from a different dimension or a different level, I don't know, you know, until we connect. So I just love it, that all this great work that you've done. Now, let me ask you this right now that there's nobody on the call. What do you feel that you want to get out of the water protection call on Wednesdays?
Let's see here. Give me one moment here. I'm just making sure Misha has this little link here. She's got the. Now I just need to put the call in info. Copy. Here. Okay. All right. So repeat the question.
What is, on the talks on the Wednesday talks regarding the water protectors?
Thursday.
Thursdays. Okay, Thursday. Well, what are you trying to get out of that call?
All right, that one is Standing Rock Pipeline. That is basically a month or two ago, I was guided strongly that since the whole world is tuning in to Standing Rock, and it's not a done deal. It's still powerful. This vision of this website, this media network, this governance, collaborative governance network, this Standing Rock Pipeline being like, it's time to build out the humanitarian project pipeline, and being that Standing Rock, everybody in the world is tuned in and is connected and united around Standing Rock. That's where we support Standing Rock first and foremost by becoming like a news outlet, by RSS feeding all the different news of all the different independent media and all the different organizations that are doing media all in one website. And then from there, the focus is collaborative governance. So all people that are tuned in or not attached, but connected to Standing Rock, or that identifying as a light worker that wants to change the world, will then be able to operate in collaborative governance teams and be able to identify what causes or what action steps are most important at this time. And that will just be shining the light on those projects first and foremost, to get them the support to move them forward, to get them funded, to be able to, whether they want to grow out a nation, a global nation starting right there at ground zero, and build out that community and purchase all the land around there and keep growing an eco-village, or whether they want to have legal support and get funds so that they can get all the best legal teams and do that battle, or whether they, whatever it wants to become.
I just don't want to, whatever happens, we do not want to focus on whatever's going on over there.
No.
Meaning their problems, their issues, their debts, them going to jail. None of that stuff needs to be broadcast, because then all you're doing is empowering more of that.
It's about the solutions. It's about bring
the love, the joy.
actually the people that are all connected are within them already going through that shift.
Right, because that's what I was shown. It was more of a shift going on over there for a lot of the world to see, for their hearts to open up, you know, for there to have more compassion, and for them to want to take care of the water. But for a lot of the spirit, like for me itself, they told me don't put energy over there, don't focus on other than just send your power, a positive energy, your love. Says don't, because I even wanted to go over there when all this stuff started going down. I was like, I need to get my ass over there, and they're like, no, this is releasing going on.
Totally.
It has nothing to do with you or anything else. He says there's going to be spiritual people that are going to think that they need to go down there, and they're going to go, and they have releasing going on. You know, they're going to have to go through their stuff.
That's what's going to happen.
And that's why when I seen your water thing, the Spirit says you need to ask him what is he going on, because we do not want to send more power over there by spiritual people talking about the stuff that's happening.
There, it's, you know, like, you know, it's not even this big thing anymore. It's kind of like, you know, so like now this is actually the point where standingrockpipeline.com actually will be received by those that have actually awoken through the process of Standing Rock. There's a lot of pooling of all of our negative energy, all of our stuff that we wanted to resolve within ourselves, like whether you went there or whether you're just connected to it and tuning in every day, and a lot of shifts happened with everybody that was connected. And I've just been planting the seed of the solutions in their Facebook group. There's hundreds of thousands of people in those groups.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. It's like even right now with your source talks, your weekly talks.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I would tell you, want me to tell you the truth? I was told this vision of you're doing it almost 2 years ago, of me getting on the call every day, and I tried and I couldn't. So I was like, oh, okay. But you know, you remember how I told you a lot of times where we think we're supposed to do something and we're not. We have to allow for the people to start coming in. So by you doing this, it's like you doing the floor plan. Now I can sit here and speak. Now you put a platform now where I could come out and speak and share when I'm guided to share, and when I'm not to, well, I sit back and everything keeps moving forward. So I love the creation of our thoughts, how they keep moving forward. You know, how it keeps moving us forward.
Indeed.
So love it.
Misha's back.
Thank you for the link.
You're welcome. I figured if there is a way I can help you get into the next room here, that was like, I could find you in the Slack and your name was Misha in there. So I just made that happen.
Yeah, amazing. I thought about Richard then, because I was just giving up. I said to my partner, I'm giving up. I close it. It's not working. And then pop, announcement, Misha. So I went to check it and I found the link. So.
Perfect.
Nice. So you said you thought of me, Richard?
Yeah, you said before, no?
Yes.
I think if it's you, the guy who talked in the first meeting.
Yes.
That you don't need so many emails, you are always guided.
Yes.
And all that. And I said not everybody is always connected, you know.
Yes.
And sometimes the guidelines helps.
Yes. So thank you for following your heart and trusting.
Beautiful. So yeah, Misha. You gave us a good brief overview of your community. And how do you spell the name of the town?
You know, it's not that much actually about the town. The town has that's a Spanish government. That's a Spanish.
Yeah.
But it's whole bunch of us from everywhere outside who just come here and start to live here.
Yeah.
I was thinking to maybe make some, I don't know, at least a list of everybody I know from everywhere, and ask website or Facebook page and bring them somehow united. Maybe once somebody was talking about something similar and he said the name Alpujarra Rising. Alpujarra is name of the mountain.
What is it? How do you spell that?
Maybe we could use the name. But the town is Orchiva. Maybe you can Google something about it.
How do you spell
Orchiva. O like Oscar.
Okay.
R Giva.
Okay, or Giva.
And that's kind of a like little center in the mountain area, but there is lots of villages and places around.
Okay.
There is few communities, one big one. Some people bought, I don't know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they bought a valley, and they make a free land from it. So now there is maybe 200-300 people or families living. But it's not like the nice functional community, you know. It's like this place. It's full of potential, but we just getting touch of like uniting and make it all working.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And so, but you're saying that you are connected to a lot of people that have products, services, and events, and you would like to connect it all as a market too.
Well, I was not. It actually came today, the thought.
Yeah.
And I saw actually, yeah, lots of people go. We have here like rastro, they call it rastro, every 2 weeks in a forest, and people come and try to sell their things. And we have Thursday market, and you know, and actually it could be all brought online because here is just limited amount of people with a limited income. Well, it's amazing things and lots of artists and musicians.
Yeah.
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 So I try to mention this to Dakota already. I try to mention this to this Natural. I forgot his name,
Yes.
but I cannot always clearly express myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also all just becoming.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Well, this is the start, and yeah, it's. I feel that once we bring these ideas, these projects, we start to get them documented. We start to type up, you know, the title, the description, and start to, you know, just know that it exists already. Like this is your blueprint, your business per se, and you're being you got an idea, and now like, you know, out here or in your community, you've got people that will want to work together to see that happen, and then through your friends and your networks online, there are people that will want to see that happen too. So to start writing up a business plan, and we could share that like Google document in, we could share it so that we could work together on it, and yeah, whatever it's meant to become, whether it's your local community becomes this village of you know, creators that, you know, come together in marketplaces, and you know, and then also the online version where it's a website and a marketplace, and maybe it's a show. Like I think it'd be fun to do a show. Like, here's a village of people, and here's what we're all doing, and our goal is to bring this sort of creating as a community to the world. So we're going to do a show and show us building this out, and we're going to build a website for this community now, and we're going to do that together on the show, and come join us in building this community, or move here if you want to be a part of this community, and you know, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything's possible, and just started by showing up, you know.
Cool.
Más.
Someone else had come on for a second, but
No, yo digo de estos.
popped off. I'm gonna mute Richard for a second.
Oh.
There it goes. So Richard's sending us some light. Look at that beautiful color. There he is.
What did I do?
Sorry. It was like,
was I doing something?
It was the light. It was the color, that like pinkish purple color that just filled up your screen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I accidentally, I have a purple shirt on, so I don't know if that's what it was.
Yeah,
Maybe.
so Misha, do you feel that you would be able and interested in creating just a Google Doc and just starting to type some of your ideas on that?
Well, I can type ideas, but I have no idea how Google Docs works, you know.
Okay.
I'm creating website for myself. I do it already years because I always change mine. So I get skilled in that, but otherwise it's a bit a different word for me. But I can learn, but I need guidance.
Yeah, or whichever. If it could be Google Docs or it could be whichever, wherever you want to just type your ideas out, and then you'll have something to show. So when you bring it into the ASC, the chat there, you say, you know, hey everybody, this is what we're talking about doing, and then it starts to gather people that are interested in it, and then we bring everybody on the show or any of these shows that's in alignment, and we can actually like bring leaders in and say, hey, it's the project we're working on now, and who would like to help, you know? So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, then I will try to talk with few people and see what they would say. So we would make the big step and start to unite all of us.
Cool.
And then I will try to present some ideas.
Very cool. Awesome.
But that's this kind of like a secondary thing that just came out of it.
Yeah.
But what I was more, that's this music I'm making, you know.
Okay.
Because music is vibration. I also think what possible effect it can have. Like for example, look, you talk about the standing rock before. This is my tobacco package because I don't want to watch the crap pictures there.
Yeah. Nice.
I make there. And on other side, it's the music for it.
Okay, so can you do an example?
So for example, there was the global meditation. I sent it out and few people reacted. And then we just together, everybody home, but in the same time, we played music and we were using Discord.
Oh, can you play any music right now or no?
Well, just before, when I seen the link, I saw, oh, what's day today? So I could make it for today. Or I can make your date of birth if you want.
Okay.
Well, I don't play so good, but so that's just us, just simple the 4 chords.
Okay. So was that a specific tune that you just did, or for something?
That was for today, for the day of today.
Okay. So what does that do then? So what does that do? So explain that more.
Well, I don't know what that is do. I would need people to start researching that.
Okay.
But for example, when I was in Czech, I met, you know, coincidences with some woman, and she is also a therapist. And when I had a meeting with her, I had also my guitar with me.
Mm-hmm.
There was another guitar than this. And it was a really crap guitar. It didn't sound loud. It was like, she was dying. And then I met with this woman and it really resonated between us. And we talk about lots of things. And then I told her what I do. And I start play for her. And because she was so open for it, I stopped to be shy, or, you know, the low confidence went away. And I just started to play her chords and her notes. And she said she really felt in the throat chakra and in her second chakra how something is releasing.
Mm-hmm.
But the most funny part comes later. And after that meeting, I go to zoo with my kids and with my brother. And I have the guitar with me. And when they went somewhere away, I said, oh, I'm going to practice a little bit. And I start play, and she just sounded amazing. And I was like, happening. And then I saw, is it me or what? And when I came home and played for my sister, she also looked, she said, the guitar sounds so different. So I have the feeling this does something, but I have no proof. Like, you know, scientific proof.
Cool. Well, yeah, it sounds like you have a startup business, and you're on the path to building the website and yeah, just building it out your business of like just yeah, it'll just keep coming to you, more and more guidance, and you'll build it out as a website, or you'll get your materials, your business cards, or whatever you want to do to to share that you have this gift in this business world. So you show up in the world, and people that are guided to contact you to receive the medicine will contact you through that. Richard's here. He can give guidance if he wants. Richard's a businessman.
Yeah, I'm really crap with businesses. It's very hard for me to sell things, so I mostly just give these things away.
Yeah.
But then also I'm hungry sometimes. I have kids leaking to the dorm because we can't fix it.
Yeah.
So actually,
Well, you're in a market, you're in a community, so just by like even out there outside of the out in the community where there's your regular marketplace festivals or whatnot, just starting to play and make a sign that says like what you're doing, so that people know when they come by that it's more than just music, and there's some medicine there, and it's all divine, and whatever, however you want to market it. It's just you're just playing, you're just having fun, and whatever you're guided to do that, and the right people will show up at the right time, and the money will flow in, and as long as you're open and you're just listening to your heart and your guidance, and it just showing up, but continuing to keep whatever it is that you do that is sustaining, your make sure you keep all that in motion, so that you have the firm foundation to be able to play in a new business and whatnot too. Yeah, and in your community, a lot of these people are willing to help you with the websites and with the marketing and with the business strategy and
it's a bit funny, but I don't like the business strategy. I know, I learned, I got advices, get subscribers, but I'm a bit like Richard in this. I just don't want that, and I don't want support that enough,
Right.
It's like new ways of living, and I'm not gonna go into the old ones.
Right.
I rather suffer a few more years.
Well, I consider this strategy. This is like, you're guided to come to a show called The Marketplace, and now you're pitching your products, and you're, like there's a lot of potentials here, and just by us connecting and, whatever ideas flow, this is all like God's way of like having a strategy session, and whatever you do with it is what you do with it. And I just set the space for this all to happen, and I don't know.
Yeah, I like this way much more.
Yeah.
Than than these social media strategies and keywords and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To meet real people and talk with real people and show them the real stuff, because then it's really interesting how you can also just in words describe what nobody else doing. It's not in the awareness, it's not in the consciousness.
Yeah.
So I think it's the personal way that needs to get it out.
I love it. And I want to, I've been a business person, and now I'm in the business of creating a new world and a better world for all. And there's just so much opportunity in that. And it's like, I'm just guided to create like a show or a set of shows And then like when I wake up in the morning, I just come on the show and I just say what I'm guided to say, and whoever's guided to be here is here. And then the next step is like, do I can actually tune into the next level solutions, like building platforms that help empower all to have their own business. And like, that's like what organically happened, because I'm just stepping into a new space here of like doing regular shows and broadcasting and showing up in the world as this version of myself. And then once it starts flowing, you know, the spirit will guide the process. And I just want to create solutions that help everyone, and with the least amount of work, so that this just keeps moving forward. So.
Mm-hmm.
Richard, are you there?
Oh, yes, here. I was speaking in the mute.
Uh-huh.
Well, here, let me share a little bit about business or creating or attracting wealth into our lives. One of the things that I've been guided for was to start projecting, because we are creators and we're moving into the creative aspect. But because sometimes we're holding on to fears or doubts, it prevents us from creating. So as we move forward and start creating through our belief, and it's very important, our belief, because when we believe that we're going to attract certain things into our life, they tend to start coming. The problem is if we have an expectation, a want, or a need, it prevents it from happening. So, for example, for me in business, I needed to focus on my spiritual path, but I needed to go to work. I needed to pay the rent. I needed to pay the bills. So what the universe started telling me was, what are you going to do? How are you going to go about it? And the first thing I did was, try to jiggle my work around so I could have free time to do this. That didn't work because I was too tired on days that I wanted to work, or I couldn't work because my mind wasn't letting me or allowing. So the universe kept putting and changing scenarios on me so I could start understanding my thought process, my awareness. So, for example, I needed free time. So I needed to figure out, how do I create free time? Oh, I have a son. My son knows how to work. So what I do, instead of me always worried about my son being tired, being lazy, I started projecting, oh, he has more energy. Oh, he's stepping up. Oh, he's doing this. By the way, he's supporting me. So don't get me wrong, it didn't start supporting me the following day. It took almost 2 years for him to shift into that reality where he's supporting me now, where he's responsible. Now, there's processes that he has to learn because he's growing in my circle. So he's going through his letting go process so he can move into abundance. Because at the end of the day, we all have to let go of whatever we're holding on that's preventing abundance into our lives. And a lot of us, because we give so much, we're not accustomed to receiving. So for example, when someone wants to give us a piece of paper or a used item or a drink or something, a lot of times we say, no, thank you. But in reality, we're supposed to be saying thank you and receive any little thing that's being given to us. Because the moment we start receiving, what happens is we feel gratitude. The universe feels gratitude. So what happens is, it's a vibration, it's a frequency. So the more we appreciate the things that are given to us, the more that the universe wants to give us things. And by us dreaming and wishing of the things that we want, and knowing that eventually, someday, the things will show up, what happens is they start showing up. The universe starts manifesting these realities for you so you can live this life of your dreams, because we're here to live our dreams manifest. But because we're so focused on the problems, the situation, the debt, the lack of, the feelings, the hate, the fear, that we prevent ourselves from moving forward. And because a lot of us are moving out of 3 and 4D and moving into the 50, or we're already in 50.
Yep. You might have lost him for a second here. Misha, are you still there? Technical difficulties. All right. Hey.
Tomorrow, I need to pay the rent. I need money. Do you need money today? No. So then worry about the rent tomorrow, because it's not a point of worrying about it today. And even that in itself, because we're working in unity, for myself personally, it's not just me. If it was just me, I would be abundant right now. Cash would be coming out of my pockets, out of my ears. That's not the issue right now. I'm working with unity. I'm working with the group, which right now the first main group is my family. So for my family to have abundance in their lives, they got to learn to let go of certain things. So right now I'm working with them. The universe just provides just enough for me to have what I want, and for them to have their certain situations, because they're letting go of certain things. So as they learn to let go of certain things, then more abundance comes into the family, because now it's a family thing. It's a unity thing. And the same thing goes for the groups. If once we start moving into groups, it's about, can we work together? Are we trusting each other? Because if somebody has, fears or doubts, or that somebody's, all that has to be released. And that's what's happening within my family. But again, I'm just sharing, abundance always shows up when we're ready for it. And it's just believing that you are ready. And this phone call today is telling you that you are ready. And it's time to just receive, believe. It's here. It's here for all of us. And the moment you open your heart and your arms and allow to receive, the universe will start giving. But as long as we're in fear that we have to do this or we have to do that, then the universe says, oh, they're not ready. They feel that they have to do things. They feel that they need to go do this, or they have an expectation. So we'll let them go through the expectations. And when the things don't happen, they'll let it go. And then we will turn around and start helping them again. So thank you for listening and being open.
Thank you. Indeed. Yeah, and this it's fun because the show, of course we should have a business talk show. Of course. It's like, and I don't know, just whatever comes through. I started out with, let's build the largest conscious marketplace and put that out to whatever. And then, each individual comes on and there's going to be great one-on-one conversations of, business advisors will show up of every skill set. And then there'll be individuals that want to create business or that are creating business, and it'll just flow naturally. And then we'll also build out the marketplace, the directories and all that. And so it's everything. It's just trust and allow to show up and let the spirit guide it.
Oh, yes. Just trust.
Yeah, indeed. So, well, anything else you guys like to talk about?
Any questions?
And the marketplace you're talking about, that's the same marketplace for the Dakota it's menting. It's supposed to be like one unified marketplace.
Well, the ASC is building a marketplace, I started with on the source, which is the website that I've been stewarding. We're starting to dream up a marketplace too, and then all these other marketplaces on all of the websites around the world. What my guidance is to do is to bring together all of the marketplaces into creating one that's large enough and that shows up in the world, so that all humanity can shop within a conscious marketplace, to shift the economy on the individual level for all of us that have our products and services and events in those marketplaces, and also collectively to bring in free energy, to bring in a lot of sustainability and eco products and solutions and alternative health, and to just shine the light together. We're showing up to maybe we we learn something here and we share it, you know, and then that ripples out to our communities and to the world through all of us. So it's just about showing up and starting the conversation of becoming more business, like within being a spiritual being on this planet, being like, you know, like this enterprising self, and like how can you show up and be more abundant in your life, and that's whatever flows, and we all can promote each other, and whatever, like your music, as you build yourself into this you know, enterprising, you know, self that does that, the music, or as your community becomes this you know, this cool community that is being the example, or whatever flows, you know, you connect to people like us, and more people come in, and whatever, it just flows, and we all support each other, and that's it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but to be the leader, though, to like be willing to say that, I am, you know, I am going to show up in the world a certain way, and I'm going to take action to do it. I don't have to do all the work myself, but I have to be willing to at least hold that intention that, you know, I am abundant and I show up in the world this way, and whatever guidance that comes through, to show up in the world in that way, so that the channels are open to receive those abundances for the various things that we do in the world, is what we're all doing together, and you know, and supporting each other in that new world of all of us enterprising and being active in our community, because really there's abundance, there's increasing your incomes, your revenues, per se, and then there's lowering your costs. And by being a member of a community, you're actually able to trade with everybody in that community today, and be in abundance today, yourself and everybody, just by trading, and keeping it local and in the community. Everybody wins when you provide what you provide, and then they provide what they provide, to make sure that all basic needs are met.
It's easier said though than done. I remember when we moved here, it's about maybe 4 years ago, because the children been getting a bit bigger, and we didn't want to be alone anymore with them. And because this is already alternative area, we moved here. And then I hear that you hear probably about LED, LED, like local currencies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they said it's here or Hiva intercambio. So that's basically what you were saying. People would trade with each other,
Yeah.
skills or products or whatever. And that was big reason for me why I stayed here. I was like, yay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's still not working, and it's 4 years.
Mm.
And I found out it's because people still do not have enough to have the basic needs covered. And it's really, you can live really basic here, you know, there is not really winter, so you can basically live outside. You can collect avocados, you don't spend that much on food. But still, lots of people still didn't cross the border that you can, you know. For example, if massages do the massage and can charge, then she rather do that than she just swap it for some olives, virtual olives. But it's about to change the mindset. They explain me you can go to the depth, and it doesn't matter because the depth doesn't exist.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the potential is here
Yeah.
also for this kind of that would work in communities. Then I guess this kind of like inner currencies.
Yeah.
But it's not. Or if you have some advices, it's just practically here didn't happen yet.
Yeah. Well, everything starts with the inner work, the spiritual work, the process, the journey you're on, the transformation that you're in. You know, it all starts with that process, and you know, you'll be guided through your spiritual journey and then into this enterprising journey as a spiritual being. That's, you know, for me, it's now to be able to show up in your community with your business in place, whether it's your music, whether you have you put together a sign that looks good, and you take your instrument, you go to the streets and you play instrument and you receive however you want. If you set it up as like as donation or whatever, or if you set it up as a price and a service, and this is why I'm asking this much, because I have this really great gift, and then putting up that website and having some cards or materials, so when you meet people, you can just share it with them and get good at telling them in short and sweet what you offer, and opening up the channels for the abundances to flow through. You know, those sorts of things. Let's see, Richard's saying something here. Richard said, I will catch with you later. See if you can get in touch with Dakota so we could have a conference call. Talk to you guys later. Peace, love, joy, and abundance to you and your loved ones. Enjoy the rest of the day. Blessings. All right, Richard. Talk to you later, brother. Thanks for coming on. So we have less than one.
Yeah, I'm doing that already. I set up Patreon page, but I didn't really launch it. Well, I did. It didn't work, so I let go. But I'm working on it now again, and I'm working on website.
Cool. We have less than a minute left. Are you comfortable with ending the show here at this point? Because it's gonna.
Yeah.
Close. Okay, cool. It's been great to meet you, and we're connected now on Slack. And are you on Facebook as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you find me on Facebook, my name, and send me a message?
Okay.
And then we'll
Doron Kutash.
You'll meet a lot of